Hello and welcome back to Vintage Treasures, and today I thought we'd take a look at the 1992 Mighty Max Skull Mountain playset. And this thing's pretty cool. I think it takes a bit of inspiration from Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain. I'll detail that a bit later, but obviously you have your base color, this case red, with the black highlights. But that's not only Masters of the Universe that did stuff like that, but I think you'll agree with me a bit as we go on through this review. Obviously at a different scale than Masters of the Universe, by a lot. I mean, this is Max over here, and I can fit him between my fingers with ease. So yeah, it is quite a small scale compared to Masters, which is 5.5, almost 6 inches. And these figures aren't even an inch. This playset is absolutely monstrous compared to the figures and is properly a mountain. So taking a closer look at this thing, we can see a lot of details going into this thing. We have the staircases running down each of the eyes, a bit like the staircases on Snake Mountain, and then we have like the little bridge here, which you can open, and there's actually a ladder back there, as you can see, and this pulls out further. I can't really get to it from here, and it attaches here, so we have a bit of a bridge. We have this little viewing platform here for characters to look out. We have a little platform here that I'll show you what that's for later, and there's a little spinny bit here. You can hear that, but I'll show you what that is for later. And then we have a platform here that leads into the mountain, a platform up here which goes up and down, and another platform that just like digs into the mountain. A little platform in the back, another staircase, and whatever this is, as well as some other little things, which I didn't notice this at first, but this is a face. That is totally a face. The two eyes, the nose, and then the mouth, with even like teeth and a tongue. I don't know how I didn't realize that. So yeah, this mountain has two faces on it. So, and one of them is a skull. This one's obviously the main attraction. Pretty cool on the outside, but everyone knows the truth about playsets is the outside doesn't matter as much as the inside. So this playset, like a lot of other playsets, comes with parts, and I'm not sure if I have all of them. If there is any parts that I'm missing, do tell me in the comments, but we'll go through these quickly before I put them in the building, or the mountain I guess, and show you what they look like in there. We have a shark here, and if you press on his fin, or you have to push it over actually. Yeah, that's actually pretty forceful, and you can of course slide it back, turn it, voila, it's locked in. Pretty cool looking. Nice yellow and purple highlights on that. We have this thing which I'm not even sure what this thing is supposed to be. I'll show you what it does later, but you can put a figure on there with the little peg there, and yeah, so that's pretty cool. And we have this monster made of rock. We have a ball of fire. We have a ball, just a random ball. A little blue turtle skeleton. Pretty cool. A two-headed dragon with articulation in both the necks. The wings don't articulate, but that's pretty cool for a little detail in a playset. This little skeleton dude, orange skeleton dude, and a bit of like a cloak. The bralette loincloth wearing, sword dwelling little battle dude. And this isn't the Mighty Max for the playset, but this is a Mighty Max I don't have the Mighty Max for this playset. I'm aware of that, but I just place him in there because I do have a lot of Mighty Maxes. So, you know, just put one in the. This is the biggest playset I have. I had to make sure I had a max for it. One thing I did want to mention, if you're looking to buy one or wondering how it goes together, this piece right here, with all the skulls and the metal stuff, it fits in here during storage. Like that. It makes a bit of a cave. This piece makes like a little island and is important for one of the mechanisms in the playset, so I thought I'd say that. So looking around this playset, we have a lot of detail. I mean, it's just crazy how much detail. I can't even fit this in a singular shot. There's just so much darn detail. And the sculpting, stuff that wasn't painted, it just adds so much more. I mean, we're gonna have to go through all this. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of play features, and we have Mighty Max here in front of the two-headed dragon. You might not want to turn his back to that thing. That thing could chomp down on him in one bite. So if you guys recall, there was a little switch on the outside of the building here, like right over here. And this, if you turn it, actually brings the, oop, knock that guy out. These don't have any pegs on their feet, so they fall over. But it brings this guy in and out of his cave. And, well, I think what this is meant for, sorry about this, Max. If I could stand him up. Is to just knock them over. I mean, it's kind of fun, I guess. And then we have this little turtle dude over here. I love turtles, especially the toy versions. And he's on top of like a rock. He doesn't do much. I guess he could trap like Max if he wanted to. Max was on the ground and he fell over, and he just. I guess he's like a living prison, or I guess he's dead because he's a skeleton. He's a dead prison. I'm not sure, but he stays there. That's where he is on the instructions or on the box. I've seen it somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't have the box. We then have this little dude up here. He does have a hole in the bottom of him, so that he can be posed like right there. And then we have not a trebuchet. Why am I not thinking? This one you have to flick it. Like it's not like spring loaded or anything. You just have to flick it, and it does work. So that's pretty cool. And if you recall in the front, there was a bit of separation in the sculpting above the eyes, the eyebrow, and if you lift that and put it down, it lifts this axe and puts it down near that. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to go near that as much as it does, but it does. And then on this, I put the fire. Yeah, I think it looks nice. It might actually be that it's supposed to be there. I haven't looked into it too much, actually. Probably should. And then here I have this dude. He does not want to stand for nothing. I mean, and he doesn't have a peg in his foot, so it would be impossible to stand him up. So I just, there we go. Lean him up against that. No weapons on this guy, but he looks pretty cool. And then we move up here. Obviously, the main feature on this side is going to be that elevator with the elevator. And if you twist this, which is how you're supposed to do it, you can actually raise the elevator, and you're also raising this one. Make it quicker, I'll just pull on it and stuff. Oh, drag gets stuck in there. Yeah, so it's just an elevator. Then we have a little detail here, which doesn't have anything on it. And this here, which is another place that you can put this thing, which I'll actually show you on this one, because this one's actually more equipped than this part here, and I'll show you why. You can actually pull this out, and if you look, you can see this thing here that moves a bit, is not on this thing, and nothing moves at all. So we can take this thing here, and if you look, it has this thing on the back that goes into this thing. And the reason this thing's so important is if you move it a bit this way, it's locked in, because this thing has a spring in it. And I think this thing's meant for the wizard dude, or the skull wizard or whatever, this dude here, because it has a peg here. And as I told you before, this guy is equipped for that. And I don't know what this does for him. I don't know why he'd load himself into this contraption, because that's it. It literally just throws him. Thought I'd give you a better view of that. Yeah, so it kind of just throws him. Helps Mighty Max out, but I don't see how it helps him out. Now, if you remember that little face I discovered on the back, the secondary face had a tongue, and this is that. It swivels, as you can see here. That's the tongue. It's a bridge, but this is what it looks like on that side. Has a bit of red detailing, platform, no pegs or nothing, just a little detail. It does a lot. It does. Then we have a little bit of a steep staircase there, leading down to this cave piece here, which you can connect. And there's not much on this cave piece either. There's a bit of detailing over here, yeah, so there's not much there, but there's enough. There's enough to capture imagination. And this guy actually clips into here, right there. That's what that's for. And then I guess you can let him go. And then you can headbutt someone really hard, because that thing goes fast. It goes too fast, honestly. It's like spring loaded, like really spring loaded. That coil really piles up on itself. But yeah, looking at this playset, I think I've gone over everything except for the little details, which there is a lot of. Like, we have a whole pile of skulls in here, entire skeletons here, some chains, some boxes. Looks like up here we have like a little storage area with a shelf, giant bats, another staircase, ladder rather. Down here we even have some detail, like a little dragon skeleton, a sword, and then the cave itself, of course. And then even down here we have a bunch of detail. It's a bit dark, like, you know, just control panels and stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. Did one last look at this beautiful toy. I mean, there's a lot in this. It's relatively cheap compared to other play sets, but the size is smaller, of course. This thing's about a foot tall, so it's pretty big for these small little figures. You could do a lot. You could display it, open, closed. The only problem I think is going to be parts, but they're pretty good as far as like holding up goes. I mean, some stuff might break here and there, but I think the biggest problem is going to be parts, maybe paint. But a lot of this is casting plastic, as it's really too small to paint unless you're hand painting it. Even then you might have some issues. But if you enjoyed today's video, then consider subscribing to my channel. I post exclusively vintage toy content on here and other vintage related stuff. And well, if that interests you, yeah, consider subscribing. It's free. You can always unsubscribe if you later on down the line decide that you don't want to watch my content anymore. But I don't think you will. I think you'll enjoy the content if you enjoyed today's video. And like the video if you liked the video, and have a great rest of your day or night, and goodbye.